Chapter 21. Attention passengers! When the loudspeaker came on, Anna stopped so fast that Jose almost tripped over her. What's the matter? She held up a hand and tipped her head to listen. Flight 2544 with service to Fort Lauderdale, departing from gate C12. Never mind. Anna resumed her power walk down the hallway. But we need to keep an ear on those announcements. We have to make it back to get on the plane. They dodged suitcases and strollers and pressed on through the crowd. It seemed as if every traveler in the airport was swarming toward the B and C gates to check their departure times. Anna and Jose were virtually the only ones going in the opposite direction, back toward the security checkpoint, back to the check-in area where they plummeted down the chute in the middle of the night. Will you hurry up? Anna snapped at Jose. Couldn't you have left the dumb backpack at the gate? My dad says he's tired of watching it for me. It's books, Jose. Not a national treasure. Not some secret weapon. Just books. He switched it to the other shoulder and kept walking. Attention passengers, the loudspeaker voice droned. Soon we will begin pre-boarding flight 2712 with service to Burlington, Vermont. Passengers with small children and those requiring extra assistance will be welcome to board at that time. Anna's heart sank. We're not going to make it. I'll hurry. Jose dodged a custodial worker rolling a garbage can out of the ladies' room and kept going. Anna jogged to catch up with him. Jose, stop! There's no way we can... Yes, there is. There has to be. He walked faster. Anna grabbed his arm. It's too far. We won't make it back. He whirled around. Look, maybe you've forgotten this, but Mom is still... I don't even know where. And this is our last chance to fix everything. We need that camera. We need a faster way, too. Jose stopped and looked wildly around the terminal. There! He pointed to one of the counters, where passengers swarmed around a single swamped airline worker. One of those airport carts, the kind that made the whoop whoop whooping noises, sat abandoned by the gate. Come on! Jose grabbed Anna's hand and yanked her toward the counter. They ducked down next to the cart. Jose, we can't do this. Sneaking into baggage was risky enough. She couldn't even imagine the trouble they'd be in if they actually stole this thing. We'll never make it otherwise. He dropped his backpack into the basket thing on the back of the cart and leaned in to look at the buttons next to the steering wheel. Okay, this makes sense. Get in. Jose, you're acting like Henry. This is like the video game. This is like some video game or movie stunt. It'll never work in real life. We'll get caught and then we'll never get back down there. Attention passengers, we are now ready to begin pre-boarding flight 2712 with service to Burlington, Vermont. Passengers needing special assistance should board at this time. General boarding will begin soon. Come on! Jose's eyes were huge. He grabbed Anna's shoulder, pushing her toward the cart. Get in! Anna's whole body felt like jello. She couldn't do it. It was a stupid idea. It was a Henry idea, and it wasn't going to work. No. She wrenched away from Jose and whirled around, and there was Snake Arms striding down the long hallway. When he spotted her, he broke into a run. Anna leapt into the cart, gripped Jose's arm, and yanked him into the seat next to her. Come on! He's coming! Snake Arm is coming! Go! Jose slammed the heel of his hand down onto the green button. Nothing happened. Snake Arm, who was 2 gates away, dodging through the crowd. It doesn't seem to be working. Jose's voice trembled. Maybe the battery's dead. Anna pushed his hand aside and pressed the button herself. It didn't even make a sound. She pounded on it. Nothing. She looked up. Snake Arm had been swallowed up in the crowd. She couldn't see him anywhere. Try the other button. Jose pressed the red button. Again, nothing. There's this key thing, too. Jose frowned thoughtfully. Where was Henry when you needed him? He probably had a super game prism steal the airport cart game and would have had them zooming down the hall by now. Well, try turning the key. Try anything. Anna searched the crowd again. There! Just a gate away now. Snake Arm was pushing past a woman in a wheelchair, his eyes locked on Anna. So I have this turned now, Jose said. I think if we do it. Anna reached past him and slammed her hand onto the green button again. This time the cart motor rumbled. Now go! Jose pushed the level to high and the cart lurched. Whoop, whoop, whoop! Shh, turn that off. We'll get caught. Jose looked down and they nearly ran over a businessman who was texting on his phone. He leaped out of the way as Anna grabbed the wheel and the cart careened around the corner. Anna steered while Jose poked at the buttons under the wheel. There doesn't seem to be an off button for the whooping thing. Then just watch where you're going. They were headed for the busiest part of the concourse, the food court, and if nothing else, the whooping was warning people out of the way. Anna looked back over her shoulder. Snake Arm was still running, or at least trying to run. If it weren't for the thick crowds, he would have caught them already. Even so, the gap between them was closing. Can we go faster? I don't think so, Jose said, looking down again. I have it on high, unless there's a different control for... Look out! The cart clipped the edge of the soft pretzel stand. The little man who'd been serving pretzels dove out of the way just in time to avoid being trapped when the cart teetered and tipped over. Soda cans clattered and rolled in every direction, and hot pretzels rained onto the airport floor. He's okay, keep going, Anna shouted. Up ahead, two hallways converged, and the crowds grew even thicker. One hallway led back to the check-in area, back to the baggage room. Attention passengers, will now begin general boarding flight 2712 with service to Burlington, Vermont. Passengers seated in zones 5 and 6 are welcome to board at this time. Jose glanced at Anna. What zone are you in? I don't know. Watch out. Jose yanked the steering wheel hard to the right and just missed a lady with a stroller. It's getting too crowded. He swerved again to avoid a little girl who was skipping backward across the hall with her purple suitcase. We can't drive through all this. Anna looked back. Snake Arm was gaining ground. We'll have to leave it and try to disappear into the crowd, she said. We're smaller. We'll be able to move faster than he will. When they reached the intersection of the two hallways, Anna elbowed Jose. Ready? He nodded. Now! He slammed on the emergency brake and the cart jerked to a stop. The steering wheel dug into Anna's ribs, but she leaped out of the way. This way. She grabbed Jose's hand. He pulled back long enough to yank his backpack from the cart, and they disappeared into the river of people flowing down the hall.